This pedal is essentially the equivalent of a guitar power stance. I realize how cheesy it is to say that, but Jesus Herbert Christ, this pedal is loud and heavy, and it's a stuffed denim crotch load of fun. You have a very specific image in your brain now, don't you? I know I do.
All right! Woo! Yes!
Do you have the time to hear us talk about this pedal?
This pedal is shaped like a big old... It looks like a skateboard ramp. Like if I had a Tech Deck, I would like...
My God,
I would like ollie off of it, right?
Oh man, Tech Decks.
Yeah. Remember when times were whimsical?
Only skateboarding I could do was Tech Deck. I tried standing on your hoverboard. I can't. Anything that involves bounce, can't do it. Man, I would Tech Deck the fuck out of this pedal.
Yeah.
Door stop, Tech Deck ramp.
10 out of 10. I was going to say, what would Tech Deck with the door stop coming?
Okay.
What else would you use it for? Uses for this pedal that are not musical, go.
A mold for how to cut cheese.
It does look like a cheese wheel. There's like, back in the day, I don't know when it was like maybe the 70s or like the late 60s, this design that...
Man, you look great. You just can't remember the 70s. 60s.
Hey, if the moon was made of spare ribs, would you eat it? Just say yes and we'll move on.
So back in the 60s or 70s when
there was like this weird, like some designer built this pedal. One of the first ones I knew of is Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin had like this, it was like this big. It was like this massive pedal and it just had one button on it and it was a distortion pedal. It was one of the first ideas of driving an amp. And Jimmy Page had one. Other guitar players had them too. Hendrix had a Dunlop Fuzz Face or Arbiter Fuzz.
That's a great pedal. The little Roomba.
Mm-hmm, the little Roomba. And maybe it was even earlier that those pedals were built. But now you're seeing like JHS paying homage to that time period. So like they're building these pedals that are in these like triangular houses.
We've done a few of these already, right?
And I think all the bodies are the same. Mm-hmm. They're just different name. Like the London or the Smiley or the...
Well, you got a skate park for mice if you buy all these pedals.
Yeah, you could literally have a little Tech Deck ramp skate park.
What were you saying about... So is that like... I mean, I know these are like historical pedals, but...
I don't like the shape because it takes up too much pedal board real estate.
Not gonna lie, I don't like that the knobs are on the back. Like, I like respect for like authenticity or whatever, but like it is a little annoying. Plus, you can't see where you're twisting.
Yeah, or you can't see where your levels are. It's like if you open your pedal board or something got adjusted, you have to like get back there. And I feel like I'm working on a car at that point.
I feel like that just displays how like not cool and novice I am as like a guitar player. Like, put the knobs up on the front. You know, I don't know. I think somebody who really cares about that probably is like would think I'm whining about that, and I kind of agree with it. No?
Have you ever seen? No, I agree with you. Have you ever seen like a touring band's pedal board?
Yeah, they're nuts, right?
Well, I just mean like how like worn in, like broken in.
Yeah.
It's covered like there's a couple I've seen where like they'll use that yellow neon tape and they'll tape exactly where the knob has to be pointed.
Yeah, they are just out of practicality. Like they are born out of practicality. Almost more than creativity, I would say.
And so like now
Or
you have
blend
these
of- a
pedals
marriage of
further
both.
on the back, right? I can't see what my settings are.
I can see what I'm doing. I gotta get back there and
Yeah.
see what's going
I'm
on.
not working on a car, man.
But then you have the opposite of that, or not the opposite, but you have something similar where you have like, well, I don't know, like something like a Helix. That always just seems too complicated to me.
I
Does
think
that make me sound like a?
no. This is a pretty common thing. I think a lot of people like physical dials. Which
Well, you
the
have a
has.
Helix.
I do. I love it.
Yeah, I love how they sound.
I think it's, when you're playing live, there's so much noise happening, right? If you're in a cement room, a wood room, a brick room, if it's carpeted, if it's acoustically treated, if it's not, you can get more consistent sound with the Helix, and it's just there's no stage volume. I think a lot of people don't understand that the more sources on stage that create noise, it becomes difficult for the engineer to balance stuff, especially because like a guitar cabinet is kind of, it's cardio, it's very directional, it's like a cone, versus like now the Helix is just coming out of the PA, maybe you're wearing in-ears, or maybe you're getting a little bit back, but at least it's coming back this way.
And people are using them for recording too. And technology always goes in a good direction.
Tube saturator helps.
Eventually.
I used a Phoenix on top of the Helix and for breakup guitars, and I use a 12AX7 preamp.
That's all I play. She doesn't love me anymore. No, I did. And he's gone. He went away. She broke my heart.
Some sad boy shit right there.
Yeah.
Breakup Guitars is my band name.
No, I just feel like technology always moves in the right direction, because I feel like the first time I heard one of like the Line 6 spiders.
Oh, the pod. The
like,
spider one was awful.
Like it was like a cool idea for people who like don't actually listen to the guitar they're playing. But then I feel like it's really caught up to a good place. Like, I mean, the Helix.
I just did a whole record with the Helix.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if I was recording an album and I had a choice, I would prefer somebody show up with a Helix than like a complicated amp setup requiring me to like mic everything in stereo. I'd just be like, yeah, I don't know.
Well, the cool thing about the Helix too is you can record a dry and a wet signal, and so then you can, if you want to fix, like use Elastic Audio and Pro Tools to fix your performance. If you fix a wet sound, it can get really weird and like kind
I'm
of
trying to make this easier.
and glitchy.
Yeah.
But like when you edit a dry sound and you like fix your timing and then run it through an amp, it sounds more natural.
Yeah.
And then you could change tones like let's decide like, I wish I would have used more room. We'll load up Valhalla Room and like bust the amp into the room, and then now you have a room sound.
And plugins have gotten really good too.
Plugins are so, the
especially
UAD stuff.
Yeah, UAD stuff sounds real good.
I want that Ocean Way.
Ocean Way?
Yeah, it's like the studio
Is it the
reverbs.
studio reverb? Oh.
I just want the room sound. I like that room
I like
sound.
Valhalla.
I have both. I like both. I have the room and the vintage classic. I use both of them a lot. Those are the only reverbs I pretty much use these days.
Just Valhalla. That's it. That's it, baby. That's what we're talking about here. Valhalla
We started with JHS and we made our way all the way. The latency on the monitor is so weird to watch my mouth talk.
I forgot that this pedal was a JHS pedal. JHS, good work. God damn it, you wieners.
Wieners.